everybody, so in this video we're going to actually start out in the shop. I'm going to finally get this quarter panel on. Yeah, it's just been such a mess, you know, with the quarter panels that came with the car. I mean, this one fit nice, you know, it's a little crusty. It's going to take a little more work to clean it up, but yeah, the other one was just all messed up, not stamped at all correct, never fit right. So I have a better feeling about this one. It's kind of strange when I ordered it through Jags, but it said it was a good mark and it came from Keystone LKQ. But when you look on Keystone LKQ website, they don't show that they even go back as old as 69. I think they only went back to like somewhere in the 90s. So anyway, we're gonna get this thing finally on and have the body ready to get out and get stripped. I think I've said that before, but this time, doggone it, I mean it. So anyway, I'm going to get to work and we'll see if we can get this wrapped up. I'll have a little extra time out here in the shop. We got a big snowstorm coming in. They're saying up to 18 inches. So won't be really doing anything else. So, all right, let's get at it. Well, things are already looking 100% better. So right now I just have these three little clamps holding it on, and it's nice and snug. I already trimmed it down a bunch to where I pretty much plan on cutting the car. But yeah, this is, you know, I reach inside here and it is right flush up all the way along here. There's a little bit of wiggle here, which might be due to the fact that they had cut this whole section here and welded it, I'm assuming to correct the door gap after this door got hit. But otherwise, I mean, you know, look at how nice it fits along here. It's beautiful, beautiful. So I do have to do the same thing on this one as I did on the other side. I'll have to split it here and push that in. But that's not a biggie. So no, real happy. It's going on so much better. So I'll probably just leave it here until it's done, and we'll show the finished product. Line's looking good. I'm happy, very happy. So all right, I'm gonna get at this thing and try to get her done. Well, now the whole inside here has been epoxied and undercoated. That's all ready to roll. Sealed up really nice, so it should last forever. Good protection on it. And also I used the machinist die on there and then went around and scribed the new cut line with the new quarter panel laid on the car. If you notice, like the curve there in the corners, I try to keep all the corners rounded so you don't have a square corner where your heat builds up a lot more, because you come from one direction and stop and then the next direction and stop. If you do a curve, it's just like a straight line, then keeps the heat distributed real evenly. So yeah, that is all ready to roll. So now I'll just get this thing cut out, get the new one tacked on and welded in, and then we'll show you what it looks like. I want to talk a little bit about how I'm welding this up using the MIG process. You know, I had said earlier I would really like to TIG this, and that's definitely, I would say, the ultimate way to do it is with TIG. But it's not always practical. I don't have the experience in it. I just bought a TIG machine. So I definitely want to learn it. And I know that with TIG, especially if you can take this panel off the car and do your welding, then you can hammer and dolly away on it and just metal finish it till it's really, really excellent. And with TIG, with MIG, you can't hammer it out as much. It's a much harder weld, and if you overwork it, hammer and dolly, it'll crack because it's just more brittle. But the main reason you got to hammer and dolly the TIG out is because of all the heat you're putting into it and all the shrink you're creating, so you have to stretch that back out. But you can see in this, where I've welded along here, I've done no kind of hammer and dolly work, and there is no warpage anywhere along that edge. You know, this is all feels just the same as it did before I put the panel on. You know, some of my grinding, there's some high and low spots. I'll still be going over this with a file to clean that up better. But you know, you see these guys like Kindig and all of them, and Martin Brothers and Sylvester's Customs. I mean, they're amazing. I love what they do. And they'll metal finish that down till it's just beautiful. And then they send it to their body shop and they mud the whole thing. They still mud over it. So why do you spend the time and money to get that metal finishing that perfect? I mean, yeah, sure, it's great, but your average Joe who wants a really cool car to drive around, take the weekend car shows and Cars and Coffee, can't afford $300,000-$400,000 for building their car. So, I mean, this is a very good way of doing it. And you want to see on your inside, if you can see down in here, get the camera where there we are. See if I can zoom in on that some. You know, the inside should look, or your back side should look basically just like your front side. So you want to make sure you got it on there long enough so that weld is going down through. Now I've got my welder set at 4 for my temp and 30 for my feed. And according to this welder, using the 024 wire I'm using, I should have it on a 4 and a 50. Well, then you're just going to build up huge amounts of weld on top that you got to just grind off. So I back it down until I'm just getting enough. I want to see it sink through the bottom as much as I've got on the top. And that's what we got right here, and that cleans up real nice. So yes, someday I would love to get to the point where I can metal finish this quarter panel out and just put some primer on it, lock the primer, and paint it. But to find people that can afford that type of skill levels, hard to do. So anyway, I just want to touch on that. I know that there are better ways to do it, but this is a great way. It works awesome. And you know, I always try to put my welds where the backside will never be seen, so you don't have to worry about cleaning up the backside. Just leave that weld on the back to give it a little more strength. So, all right, I just wanted to rant a little bit about that, so I'm going to get out of here and get back to work. Oh, I just quick want to add that I am in between. You know, I'll put in a tack and then I'll blow it for about 2-3 seconds to the next tack, hit it for about 2-3 seconds. And also, if I do get where you can see a little kind of blowout maybe there where it opened up, so then I'll come over to the welder and I'll back her down to like a 2, fill that in, and put her back up and continue my tacks. So yeah, just wanted to add that in there. Finally got this one done. So I'm thinking what it looks like, probably about 30 hours to install the quarter panel. You know, just with getting the interior primed and prepped, not including building that interior structure that needed to be rebuilt, but just prepping underneath, prepping the quarter panel, fitting it, welding it, grinding it, probably a good 30 hours. But it came out really nice. There's no, just very, very minimal. I mean, a coat of spray poly will probably fix any of the little ripples along this edge here. Here might be a little different story where they had already cut and done some welding up here, but we'll see once the door gets put on there, but otherwise, yeah, you can look down at it. It came out nice. Got the holes for the trim to go over the gills. So that's done. This tub now is ready to go get stripped. And I also did get the door skin put on. I still have to go along and weld these top plugs. So I'll still get that done. And I'll do a little more cleaning up with the hammer along here just to flatten some of this out a little better. But yeah, you can see that panel bonding adhesive. Got to make sure you use a dolly to back up all your hammer hits, and then that'll ooze out. So now that seam is completely sealed. There's no way water's getting in there from the outside. Now we still got to put some sealer on the inside. But yeah, so this is basically done. I'll just get them welded up, not really to show you there. And so I think I'll end the video here. Next on the project is, we'll see. Got to get it to the stripper, get that done. And then we'll get got the subframe hanging up there. Got to get that bolted on and get this thing sitting like it would be if it was on its own wheels. And then we can start fitting the doors and taking care of the weld seams. I'd like to use like a lead on them, but I'll probably end up just using a fiberglass filled filler. You don't want to use just plain old body filler, plastic body filler, because that is any little pinholes in here and they'll soak water through. So if it's not sealed on both sides, so I use the, tiger hair or whatever you want to call it, with the fiberglass strands in it, just a slight skim coat on here because it's good. So all right, we're going to end it here, and hope you enjoyed it. Starting to show some real progress now, and hope you stick around to watch the rest. I hope you watched all the way to this, and obviously you did if you're listening to me. So, all right, thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.